Welcome back to Flow's Sports Fix on this Wednesday. We're into the home stretch now, so you know what that means? Yes, it's time to grab your ticket and get on board.
All aboard the Sports Express, your ticket to sporting news.
Well, the rest of the world may have a bit of be giving us a bit of a stink eye because of Barty's #1 world ranking in tennis. And while there are some saying, how she managed to keep it, like she didn't even play last year. Look, whatever people have to say about it, Ash, she's a very humble creature and she's out there to prove her worth. And she is still playing in the Miami Open. And of course, Serena Williams has just pulled out to concentrate on her recovery from surgery she's recently had. So now the stars that have pulled out include Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Qualifying rounds kick off, I think, on Monday. But if she wants to retain that #1 title, I don't think she's got much of a choice. She really does have to play, but with less competition, and Serena Williams is certainly one of those, then hopefully she might even take out the title. In exciting news, the great white shark, Greg Norman, he's sold his last US home for 50 mil. The one before that he sold for 72, I think it was, or 77. And he's coming back home. And the thing that's convinced him to uproot himself from the States where he's been for decades and come back home is a phone call with his parents. So even at 66 years old, his parents can still nag him so much that he decides to just pack everything up, sell up, and come back home where he belongs. Are we sad about that? Absolutely not. And finally, Cricket Australia are set to confirm the Afghanistan test, and apparently another new test nation might be in the works. So they're on the cusp of confirming that the test against Afghanistan will go ahead later this year. Of course, it was postponed to begin with. And this is all, of course, due to, once again, COVID-19. But apparently it will go ahead in November here in Hobart. And there's a bit of a talk as well that we will see a new team in the international scene, and that might well just be Ireland. So they've been playing since, I think, 2017, and we're expecting, maybe, possibly, rumour has it, to see them here in Australia in 2022 and 2023 summer. I'd love to see that. I mean, the only thing that we know that the Irish can really do is Gaelic football, and every time Australia attempts to play, it's hilarious. So, absolutely, let's get the Irish over here and have a hell of a good time.
Not that the Irish need any kind of encouragement, we know that. But you didn't mention hurling. They're very good at hurling. You should try the sport hurling. It is a scary sport to participate in and sometimes even to watch, but check that sport out. And Courtney will be back with the Sports Express and also on the Brekkie Flow from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Make sure you're listening out for it. Just before we go, just a reminder that it was a year ago today, back on Wednesday, March the 24th in 2020, that Australian cricketer Dean Jones passed away. It was in Mumbai due to a stroke at the age of 59. He was part of the 2020 Indian Premier League commentary team for the Star Network at the time of his death. He collapsed in a hotel room. Fellow former Australian cricketer Brett Lee witnessed the emergency and attempted CPR to resuscitate him prior to an ambulance arriving. He played 52 tests and captained Victoria and also Derbyshire as well. And in 86 made 210 against India during very hot conditions and had to be hospitalised afterwards. He lost 7 kilos during that innings. In 95, Dean scored a record 324 runs in a Sheffield Shield match against South Australia. He also achieved the record for the most games played for Victoria and became the state's all-time highest run scorer. Dean Jones passing away on this day last year. On the other side of it, celebrating a birthday today, AFL player Glenn Jakovich debuted for the West Coast Eagles in 91. He's turning 48 today. He's part of their 92 and 94 premiership teams, now an AFL commentator on Fox Footy. Thomas Johansson, the Swedish tennis player who won the 2002 Aussie Open, turning 46. Aussie Rugby League player, the former captain of the Brisbane Broncos, Darren Lockyer, turning 44 today, played in their premiership teams of 97, 98, 2000 and 2006. He's now played more games and scored more points than any other Bronco. A few of the sporting events that took place on this day include the footy show, the AFL edition that began on Channel 9 on this day in 1994. The Greater Western Sydney Giants played their first AFL game on this day in 2012, and the Olympic Games in Tokyo for 2020, they were suspended by Japan and the IOC on this day last year. That's just a few of the events, the sporting events of the birthdays and the things that took place throughout history on this day, March the 24th. Thank you for being a part of the Flow Sports Fix today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Thursday edition. The Stat Man, the Flow Man, Courtney will be there, and who knows what other sort of surprise we'll have coming your way. And don't forget the Flow, the final summer sports show will be on this Friday from 5 till 7. So make sure you're listening out for that as well. Have yourselves a very pleasant and wonderful evening. We'll catch you again.